Peace, y'all. We made it. When I say we made it, man, it's because a lot of people ain't make the cut today. 10 toes on that. A lot of people did not make the cut today. The world. I try to get on here and give you something. That makes me. That gives me the slight edge. On a height. A higher vibration, right? Really just paying attention of like the world, the world, the outside world, right? Because everybody's not living is not in the same stream, if that makes sense, right? Your stream is your unique stream. But it's like, to the I won't say the younger generation, man, it's not normal. It's not normal for, to not feel empathy, or it's not normal to not be saddened by somebody's passing. It's not normal. People aren't supposed to be killing each other. That's not normal. I remember it was a point in time you couldn't even see that on the TV screen. Real rap. Like, it was a point in time like you had to leave the room when certain movies was on, right? It's not normal. And, T-shirts, and even in the music, right? The music wasn't even like that. They wasn't overly talking. It wasn't overly talking sex on music, if that makes sense, right? It wasn't talking about, stopping somebody from waking up. That wasn't the music, and then to repeat it and sing it, right? That really wasn't, it's not real. And the young people, male or female, need to understand this. Like, that's not real. And it's not normal. That's not the way the world's supposed to be. When something's going on, people pull out their phones and they're recording. Nobody's like getting involved. And, that's not normal. You understand? That's not real. I can't stress enough. Like, that's not normal. It's like it's no humanity. It's not a you thing. It's a we thing, right? It's not normal to see some kids acting out, and that's not your business. Like, I'm an adult. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a son. You know what I'm saying? I'm a brother. Youth, don't do it around me if you don't want me in your business. Like, cause you didn't just included me in it. Like, now it's my business. You understand? And that goes to any adult. When you do things in front of people, you make it their business. All right. So behind closed doors, if I can't see it, it's none of my business. Not saying that it's right, but when it's in front of me, out in public, when you're speaking on certain things, just be mindful, right? That you're including everybody else in your business. And it's just not normal. It's a sense of numbness that's in the world today. And ironically, it's not ironic. It's not ironic. From what I see, I ain't want to go at it like that. We know who, right? We know, who's who. So it's not everybody that's being marketed as doing each other the way that we're doing each other, and even like somebody needs help, right? People pull their phone out and they'll record. That's not real. It's nothing thorough about it. You know what I'm saying? Our youth is fighting, man. The music got a lot to do with it. We did, look at the culture. Like, I just shout out that Michael Jackson thing, man. Somebody told me, yo, you need to go check that jump, man. I think that's one of and Marley, that Bob Marley joint was the best movies. To me was the best movies this year or since a while. Best movies I've seen in a while. Michael Jackson, man, because it was real. Like, he really was living like that. But I brought them up with the music because what their music did. The music brought people together. You understand me? So just looking at the world we live in, it's just like the marketed, man. It's like low. It's like low. I can't, and it doesn't matter, right? Because I'm gonna keep doing me regardless, right? But if it's something positive, it doesn't get that reach, right? But yes, if it's some misery or it's some violence, or if it's some, if it's people, in despair, some kind of negative vibration that has the reach, but yet the positive one don't. The call to action, listen, we got to get that thing together. It doesn't get there. You got this thing going on with these kids coming up missing. The thing going on with the kids coming up missing. It's just, it's just as adults, as men, when it's done in front of you, nobody give you, we know who's who, okay? Nobody gives you the authority. You born with the authority at birth. You got the authority, okay? When you see something that, that's questionable, man, there's nothing, you don't need no permission. Something don't look right. You question it. If it don't look like, you question it because you on that. It just really doesn't matter. That goes for women and children, because men, you got the authority. Men, you got the authority. And you got to lead by example. You know what I'm saying? We can disagree, or it can be a conflict, right? We can have a conflict with each other without it going to, extreme measures. Like, that's not even real. How that's one of my biggest fears in life, man. And I don't have no fear, man. I don't want no man that look like me to stop me. You understand? I don't fear anything, but that would break my heart. I don't want no man to look like me. No black man, no Asiatic man. I don't want him to stop me or take me, from waking up and doing my thing one more time. That's the only thing. Anything else, I probably can, I'll stomach it and charge it. It is what it is. I charge that to the game, right? But that would break my heart, man. And you see a lot, and it's like nobody's saying nothing. And it's like who's going to be the I don't want to say the vanguards, but it's got to be us at the end of the day. And shout out to ladies, shout out to women, shout out to the mothers, man. It's like, y'all have to back the plays up, regardless how you feel about it. You gotta stand behind that man and let him be the man. You know what I mean? And don't sound men, man. I be seeing women talk greasy to men, and it's like, who raised you? Why? It's no other culture in the world that do that. It's crazy. And and it starts with there. So now you got the young ladies looking like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's how you setting everybody up for failure. Yeah, man, that's just not, that's not the way. That's not the way. And it's really things got to change. We got to pull that thing together. I don't care if you're in a relationship. It could be a co-worker. It could be a stranger at the market. How dare you speak to that man like that in front of people? Now, if that's your man and whatever, like, again, when you do it in front of me, it's my business. That's why I'm speaking on it, because you did it in front of me and you wrong. No other people on the planet deal with that. And we know who, and we know what we talking about. It's the elephant in the room. You understand? That's not the way it's supposed to be, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's wrong. And it's like a numbing feeling, and make people, like, people just want to kind of almost like turn the cheek and really not care and kind of just be numb to it. Like, yeah, there, somebody out there picking through the trash can and nobody think that, give them something to eat, You know, and I realize, you know, you can't help everybody, you know what I'm saying? You don't, because you might be struggling yourself, right? I get it, but man, you know what I mean? It's got to be humanity. Like, that's not real. That's just not real. That's not thorough, man. It's a lot that we could be doing better. It's a lot that we could be doing better, man, you know, and make a habit of it and really demonstrate it, you know, demonstrate speaking to people, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel good. Why? Let somebody notice you, you know, hey, man, you're a little different, man. You all right? Just checking on it. That might be enough to, you know, give you something that they noticed, because you never know who noticed. People notice, but we're in the times where people are not, they're just not being, they're not being neighborly, you know, and you can't expect nobody else to do it if we ain't doing it for ourselves. And you know what I'm talking about. The killing, the fighting, the youth, disrespecting the elders. You know, whatever you're doing, you can tell who's around males and who's not. I'll give you an example, right? You just can tell, man. Men treat other men with respect that be around men, because it's a respect thing. It's not about how you feel or like. It's just, you just know how to be a man. It's going to be a respect there, because I really don't want to go through that with bruh, because ain't no telling which way it could go. So I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to that disrespect is too costly. I'm going to respect his space, and I'm going to respect him as a man. Now, when you see these men popping off at other men like these women do, you can pretty much tell, you know, who raised them. You can pretty much tell, because men don't conduct themselves like that. And when a man can't be a man unapologetically, you know, out and about in the world, it's really it's not a good formula. It's not a good formula, you know, because now you are competing. You're competing with something outside of yourself, and it just should be to grow and get better. Regardless, it ain't no excuse. Regardless, it ain't no excuse on. It's no excuse on our parts. I'm not making excuses, but at the same time, it's like, okay, let's figure this thing out. You know what I mean, and work it, man. It's real quick, man. You know, I just wanted to touch on that, man. These babies is growing up thinking that the world is a certain way until they get somewhere or get in a different environment, and they find out, you know, wow, you know, it's like a shock, you know, like, damn, it's not really, you know, it's not really what I thought it was like. It's not really like that. Not everywhere, but this was normal to me. It's not normal. You know, to have enough, when someone leaves here, you do something to somebody, man, that really happened, you know. You have to, that thing could touch people around you. You decide to take that from that man and not make it right. It's people, you're going to grow up and have kids one day, you know. It's people around you. You got brothers and sisters and cousins. You got people that you care about. One day you're going to need to go out and make a living for yourself, and you have to be outside. You was doing that, and then going to turn around and they made you dishonor yourself that way, and now you ain't allowed to come outside. You can't take your kids out. Nah, man, like all that's fake, man. It's not a real way. Even in the movies, like, it's fake. It's fake. Certain music, I can't even listen to the music. I don't listen to the music like that no more. I'm telling you what God love. Because it's sending the wrong message. It's no growth in it. And now it's like blatant, like what it is that's being done. Man, you trying to take my youth out of here. And then my youth is out here, man. They don't even respect authority. You know? It's not real, man. You know, this is a real thing, and they're saying people living longer. Saying people living longer. What? I'm in the demographic where I'm looking at people not living so long, dying younger. You understand? Hey, man, we made it. I hope everybody have a truly wonderful, great everything. Peace.